What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Marty coming to you with another video. Here to give my review for the brand new Dragon Ball Super movie, Superhero. Finally, this movie is out. First, just a quick little sponsor. I'm just kidding. But I finally got my hands on these Happy Dads. It's crazy. They went live on the 11th of this month, August. And I've been looking everywhere for them. And I didn't get them till like probably Tuesday or Wednesday. But finally, if y'all haven't had these, you guys should definitely try them. I think they're the best, probably if not the second best, because personally I love the cherry flavor. And I don't know, I think I really do like this one. I need to taste this and the cherry flavor back to back to see which one is my number one. But I mean, I'm gonna drink this right here and we're just gonna have a good time and talk about Dragon Ball Superhero. Dragon Ball Superhero. What an amazing movie this was. Me personally, I loved Broly so much. The action in that movie was just amazing, top notch. I really love the animation style. It just looked so smooth and clear, and it was just badass. I think it's one of my favorite animation styles in any of the Dragon Ball movies. But this one, whew. First, let's talk about the animation style, because at first when I was watching it, I'm not gonna lie, the camera kept like moving different directions, and it's obviously trying to show you how they're gonna implement it. And at first I was like getting kind of like, ooh, I was getting sick, I was getting woozy. But honestly, if you're kind of like skeptical on that, it really settles in and you'll get used to it. With this like 3D animation style, it gave the creators more freedom to do what they want. Obviously, like the fighters can like create something special with the way they're fighting and how they're fighting. It was just pretty creative, honestly. There were some different techniques and camera movement within the movie because of the 3D animation, and honestly, it's one of the best for sure. This movie felt grounded, and it felt a little bit more different, and honestly it was just amazing. I love the intro. They talk about how the Red Ribbon base was formed, and when it was here, when Goku was small, how he was able to defeat it in Dragon Ball. And it just showed the history of it, you know, with Dr. Gero and how he had a grandson. It was a nice intro trying to get up to speed on who these guys are and what their motives are in this movie. We're introduced to Magenta, a son of the main person from the Red Ribbon Army, and he's trying to figure out how to bring back the Red Ribbon Army. And he thinks of Dr. Gero's grandson, and he's a mastermind in itself. I think he's 14 years old and he already has like a PhD, or he graduated, you know, some high-tech school, and he, you know, he's just a basic genius. And so he contacts Dr. Hedo and they form an alliance to bring back the Red Ribbon Army. Magenta is over here filling his head with lies and saying that basically Capsule Corp is just evil and there's some aliens in there, and so they need to stop them. We find out that Dr. Hedo creates these two new androids, and they're Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. You know, I'm sure you guys seen them in the trailers. They're those androids with the red and blue capes. And even though he's kind of villainous, Dr. Hedo, he still loves the whole superhero aspect, but he's also creating something huge. It is a spoiler alert. Sorry people, this is a spoiler review. And so he actually creates Cell Max. We're introduced to Pan, and oh my gosh, she is so adorable. Pan, you know, Videl and Gohan's daughter, and she's actually training with Piccolo. You know Piccolo, Gohan's dad? No, I'm just kidding. Gohan is just caught up in work, Videl's running around, and so basically Piccolo is like the babysitter. He visits Gohan because he's like frustrated that why aren't you picking up your daughter? His work really more important. And so when we first see Gohan, oh my god, he looks just skinny. It looks like he lost his edge, but he's just concentrated on work. Goku and Vegeta and Broly, because Broly is here, are in Beerus's world, and they're out there training. It's pretty kind of cool how they're kind of training Broly because he still like loses his temper. And so it's cool to see all that. And trying to put him under their wings. The battle between Goku and Vegeta was amazing. The fighting style is different. It's much smoother because, like I said, of the whole 3D animation. So the camera work is just amazing on it. But that's not where the story is. The story is back on Earth with Gohan, Piccolo, everybody. You know, whoever is not out there at Beerus's world is here, and this is where the story is. Magenta is trying to take off the Z Fighters one by one. So the first target was Piccolo. They send out Gamma 2. And honestly, out of the two, I think I enjoyed Gamma 2 the most, because he just seemed very outgoing. His quips were on point. He was just a talker. And I really liked that character. So they send him out to do a test run against Piccolo. It was a cool fight. Animation was on point. You know, I love the new style of this movie because, like I said, the camera work on this is just amazing with these fights. And the battle ends. Gamma 2 thinks he's won, and you know, he's all cocky and he heads out. And he gets back to the base, but Piccolo actually is able to track him down. And so once Piccolo finds out what's going on and he's actually infiltrating their base, he finds out that the next target is going to be Gohan. And so what they're trying to do to lure Gohan in is they're going to go after Pan. They send out a team, but Piccolo is right there in like their costumes or the henchman's costume, and he's like, oh, I'll go after them. I know where they live. Pan's actually able to identify Piccolo. She senses his power level. Piccolo tells Pan, we gotta lure your dad out. You have to play like you're being captured. Right before, though, Piccolo, he seeked out to find power because he was trying to contact Goku and Vegeta, but they're out there in Beerus's world. So Piccolo is like, I need to try to do this on my own because he's not sure if Gohan is going to be up for it or even have that kind of the same power. He goes to the lookout because he's like, is there any way that I can get strong? And so then he remembered back in Namek when Gohan and Krillin were, it was the Frieza saga. I forgot the Namek's name, but it was the main master, you know, the big guy on the throne. He like unlocked their potential. And so Piccolo was seeking that, but Dende told him that it couldn't be done after a certain age. And so what they came up with the conclusion that for them to do that, they could upgrade Shenron to have Piccolo's potential unlocked. My theater was actually pretty entertained and they were pretty involved in what was going on. So there was a bunch of laughs, there was cheering, there was gasps. Like, I just love when theaters are like this, especially for an IP that I love. Piccolo and the buff guy go to Gohan's house and they try to draw him out. And they eventually do because the buff guy shows a little video of Pan that Piccolo and Pan recreated. Gohan's furious. He turns Super Saiyan and then they leave. Once they're all back to base, like, it's just amazing. The atmosphere, it's raining inside this science lab base and it's so climactic. Like, this movie was meant to be seen in theaters. It enhanced the fighting style, the camera movement. It's just, they were able to do more fighting techniques and styles, and it just, everything just looks smoother with this style. This movie, I feel, was truly meant to be seen on the big screen. So if y'all are fans of Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, anything related to Dragon Ball, I highly recommend that you guys watch it. If you guys are just Fortnite buddies and you guys are playing the new Fortnite Dragon Ball Z collaboration, then you Fortnite people, y'all go watch this movie because I guarantee everyone's gonna fall in love with this. I truly do. Gohan and Gamma 1 go at it. It is an amazing battle. He's about to lose, but then Piccolo's like, all right, Pan, we gotta phone this in. Scream, scream. Gohan sees this, and then he powers up again. He turns Ultimate Gohan. Piccolo comes in, and so Piccolo gets his rematch against Gamma 2. And so it's a tag team match, and honestly, it's just badass. I know the Gammas are androids, but their fighting techniques and their style is honestly pretty cool. Piccolo and Gohan get the upper hand, and Magenta's like, this can't end like this. And so he goes to activate Cell Max. And whew, this whole fight was amazing. It almost felt like the Avengers because Trunks, Goten, Bulma, Krillin, like they all make a return. It was honestly good to see all these original faces. It's been a while since I've seen Goten, and yeah, just to see him all grown up, like I don't know, it was pretty. I felt pretty emotional. I almost felt like he was my son because like, I've been watching this series for so long. And I like that little line too when Piccolo was like, "Man, like I was just gone for quite a little bit of time, and then now you guys are all growing up." And Gohan said that, yeah, that's the thing about Saiyans is that they're actually little for a long time, and then one day they'll just grow up. And so yeah, when I first seen them, my instant thought was obviously emotional, but then I'm like, I really hope to see a teen Gotenks. Like, please, Lord, let me see a teen Gotenks. The Gammas actually switch sides because throughout their fighting with Gohan and Piccolo, they're saying, look, you guys, they're evil. They're putting stuff in you guys' head. They're the bad guys. And just see, they have you kidnapped a girl. Like, this should feel wrong for you guys. And so they were kind of in denial at first, but at this point, after Magenta released Cell Max, like, they switched sides. The Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, they are obviously were made there, so they knew of a weakness, and the weakness was in his head. And so it was pretty cool how Gamma 2 sacrifices himself. Him doing that weakened Cell. It didn't kill him, but it weakened Cell. Probably the most disappointing thing about this movie for me is the fact that Goten and Trunks fused, but when they fused, they turned into the chubby Gotenks. So what I thought he would have been him for 30 minutes and then they would have done it again for Gotenks. But no, they were fat Gotenks for the whole part. And honestly, like I said, I was truly sad because I thought that would have been amazing to see a teen Gotenks. Like, I don't know, it's just something about that fascinates me. And I think I'm not the only one who feels that way too. But this is where the money is. Piccolo transforms into his new form. He is now an orange Arnold Schwarzenegger German Piccolo person. He's all buff, he's huge. It's just an amazing look for real. He's telling Gohan, to power up and take the shot. He's gonna do everything he can to get him in that position. Krillin reminds Piccolo, like, Piccolo, get big. And Piccolo's like, what? Like, get big like you did against Goku in the tournament. And he was like, oh yeah, I forgot I did that. So he got super big because Cell Max is actually a big monster. And so it was basically Godzilla versus King Kong. Piccolo knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing because he was doing it with Pan. How he was trying to get Gohan to power up because that's how Gohan operates. He obviously, just look at the Cell games. When he lost Android 16, he exploded, he erupted, and he turned Super Saiyan 2. He has a plan, he's fighting Cell, and he's getting the crap beat out of him. And basically, he almost dies. And Gohan loses his mind, and he finally has a brand new transformation. I'm not sure what to call it, but my God, was the transformation beautiful. The animation, just the colors of it. Like, it truly was amazing. It was just so cool. He looked so menacing. It definitely has callbacks to when he went Super Saiyan 2. And Piccolo was able to hold Cell Max in place. And man, Gohan released an unstoppable special beam cannon. Like, it's just so cool how the camera movement and when they used the finishers, even when he did the Kamehameha, he used the special beam cannon and it was able to get him in the face. And game over. I really enjoyed where this movie took place. It literally took place an hour and 45 minutes of Goku and Vegeta spar match. It feels like the creators just heard all of the complaints of Dragon Ball Z, including me. I was giving them a hard time too because I hated how they had Gohan throughout all these years. He was the chosen one. And after the Cell Saga, they just stripped him of all his powers. Obviously he became Great Saiyan Man. He would shine in little pieces every now and then, but it's just not what everyone was promising, including the Z Fighters. And so with this movie, they basically restored him. They gave him a new form. Even Piccolo mentions it too. He's like, oh yeah, Gohan's back and he's gone soft and stuff. So he made those comments too. But yeah, even with Piccolo Piccolo was obviously kind of pushed back. It was just mainly Goku and Vegeta. But the people who wanted more Piccolo, like, this movie had that. Piccolo was the main character of this movie, and rightfully so, because yeah, Piccolo has an edge to him. He does have a little soft spot, but I mean, he still has that edge, and he's truly a fascinating character, written character. And as I mentioned, the creators gave what the fans wanted. And so at the end, the post-credit scene, it was the ending of the fight of Vegeta and Goku. And it was so funny because they were both standing up, but they're tired as hell. They're like, they could not move. And Goku falls down first. Literally. He is done first. And so Vegeta's like, I beat Kakarot. And everyone was laughing, everyone applauded. Vegeta got his due diligence, and honestly, this whole movie was just perfect for me. Perfect minus the Gotenks, because I truly wish they turned into Team Gotenks. I honestly do. But other than that, this movie it just felt amazing. It was a completely different style. It felt more grounded. It was just contained there on Earth. And yeah, like, you guys really need to see this movie. I cannot stress this enough. I watched this with my 8-year-old, and honestly, he loved it. I told him too that I was ready to power up in the theater. I really just wanted to go, ah! Make that a thumbnail. No, I'm just kidding, I don't know. But it gave me the feels. It just reminded me why I love Dragon Ball Z so much. And this is such a favorite and special IP that goes deeply in my heart. And this is why I will never, stop watching this, because like with Broly, they're giving us new stories. And if it almost feels like the same to you, well, they're bringing it in different variations. And so that's what's cool, that, it's basically timeless. They can do so much with these characters, and I'm all for it. Now for my review, I am going to give this a 9.5 for enjoyment, for story, for visuals, for characters, like everything. I'm really knocking it down to a 0.5 because of Team Gotenks. I hate that he was just the butt end of the joke, literally, because they do show his ass. And they even tease this too, like right towards the end, Goten and Trunks, they do the fusion, but we don't see it. So they play with my heart right there. They really did. And so because of that, I'm really going to give this a 9.5. Like, this is honestly an amazing movie. Y'all should definitely check it out. And again, thank you to my sponsor, Happy Dad. No, I'm just kidding. I wish I was sponsored by them. But thank you guys for watching. If you haven't seen this movie, I highly encourage you guys do. And if you have, what did you guys think about it? If you haven't already left a like and subscribe, please do so. That would mean an awful lot to me. Thank you guys. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. And thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.